na.
Sige,
Tapos,
behave na.
nagsasabi ka dyan ng, ay,
Ayun na nga.
sasabihin pa naman ako, toot, toot. Kaya tumahimik.
Ano kaya yung tut-tut niya?
Well,
Akala mo hindi mo kami mahuhuli ng buhay.
Hindi, ang sarap sana yung ganun yung very candid. Kaso syempre, baka ako nagmumura ako, hindi ko alam, naka-live na pala.
Kaya nga, baka kung anong nasasabi namin ni Hali. Hira.
Ala, Nay, di pala ako naka-ano.
Naka-ano?
Di ako naka-admin access kasi nag-clear ako ng cache. Naalis yung...
Lagwan. Gusto
ikaw
mo
yung ikaw yung
Gusto mo
magpa-PowerPoint.
Ay, sige. Carry bells lang na. Walang problema. Sabi ni
Ready
Mahar.
pa naman ako. Pinag-practicean ko ng 5 days.
We.
My God.
5 days talaga. Maniwala ako sa'yo na ang galing-galing mo nga mag-present. Ikaw na araw-araw tuloy. Ikaw na every week. Dahil dyan. Yan, sabi ni Mar, hello, live na. Talaga ba live na, girl?
Oo nga, nakita ko niya nga. Nag-behave na ako.
Si Chrissy.
Oo nga. Biglang tumahimik si Holly.
Kala mo, Phoenix,
Hindi mo daw siya mahuli.
Magaling ang attention to detail ko.
Siya magpapahuli ng buka. Sino hindi magaling?
Sarap na, very well distracted.
Ganun na ako kasi alam ko na umaanggal na.
Yun nga. Distracted ka. Girl, ang pangit natin sa angle. Sandali, there's something wrong. Ngayon all of a sudden,
Pinaglululoko ako ni Mahar.
Galing mo daw
mamaya ka.
sa networking, recruit ni Francis. Si Francis nagtatawa ka rin yan. Pinanunod niya na si Joffrey, si Florante, si Kathleen. Nood na daw. Nood na mga besh.
So, sino ang magbabasa ng wait a minute. Is it just gonna be Francisco and Holly today?
Yes.
Okay.
Hindi na kailangan
Sino
dito.
magbabasa ng
Maganda lang dapat. Ay, bakit maganda ako?
Sino magbabasa ng mga... Ikaw na may magbasa ng mga pangalan.
Sige.
Hindi ko mapindot ha, babasahin ko lang.
Ako na
Sige.
ano? Sige, ako.
Guest ako ngayon.
Ako taga-pindot na.
Guest ako ngayon.
Sige.
Ngayon talaga kayo nag-usap, no? Natulok ako sa
Ngayon, kung kailan.
Si Chrissy, si Madonna, good afternoon. Si Abida, hi. And si Jeline, watching here at Jeddah KSA. Yan. Si Abida naman watching from Pakistan. Si Michaela.
May mga viewers tayo from overseas. You guys who view from overseas, do you understand Tagalog? Are you Filipinos or what?
I think Abida.
Let us know.
Taga-Pakistan siya, pero student siya ng VA Bootcamp. Pero hindi rin nga siya Pinoy. So, you have to speak English, girl. Ikaw talaga tinusin na. Kausapin mo si Abida in English. Siya kung taga-translate ng Tagalog. Hello, Abida. Yan, Micaela, good afternoon po sa lahat. Ay, ano nangyari sa video?
Ginalaw.
Ito na, girl. Wait lang, yan. Si Julie, hello. Hi po, everyone.
Ito pag nagsama ito.
Namiss namin
Ang gulo ninyo.
Si Ivy watching from Santa Maria, Bulacan. Si Julie naman from Bohol, Teresita. Hello po, I'm watching. Okay. Raquel, good afternoon. Watching from La Union. Jerica, CJ, Maylene from Santo Tomas, Batangas. Si Diana Rose from Muntinlupa. Si Bernadine from Cebu. Tin from Camarines Sur. Castaneda Al from Baguio City. Teresita de Jesus from San Jose del Monte. April Joy from QC. And Marian Lanuza. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello.
Oo nga pala, Saturday last week, may wedding itong pinsan ko. Now I realize how big of our flip group is. Kasi may nag-approach sa akin doon. She's a member of our group and she has been watching us. Really? So I thought, okay, so you know what? Sa akin kasi one thing that I forgot to mention is of all the flip group, you're the only person who actually saw me and greet me and talked to me personally. Yun, nakalimutan ko sabihin yun. So shout out whatever your name is.
Ate,
I'm sorry.
at himala, nagpakita ka sa kanya at kinausap mo siya.
Hindi, kasi she showed up on my cousin's wedding. Ako naman kasi parang basta hinila lang ako na, oy, kasal ng pinsan natin, you gotta go. So I went there. Tapos pagdating ko doon, pinasalita ako sa harapan na hindi ko alam. Basta ganun na lang nangyari. At pagkatapos ko nagsalita, bigla na lang may nag-approach na, ay, sir, di ba ikaw si ano, si Phoenix Jackson?
Hindi
Yes.
po.
Naks
Wow.
Sikat ka na.
po, autogroup naman, sir.
Yang.
Sabi ganun. Abida, I love to watch Flip Chat and Jazz Success, but seriously, don't understand Tagalog, so please speak a little more English. Yes, Abida, I used to speak straight English back then, earlier on, but I started to get, I don't know, friendlier to the masses. But yeah, whatever we're trying to say, we try to speak in English, and maybe we can just automatically translate it in Tagalog. However, during the casual talk, we might end up speaking in Tagalog anyway. So bear with us. Don't worry, it's gonna be fun. Anyway, may nakalimutan tayo. Anyway, hello, everybody. Today is Flip Chat and Chill, where we gather a bunch of people to chill, however, chat, however, and talk about the ins, the outs, the ups and downs, and na mix ko na ang introduction ko. Pasensya na. I got mixed up with my introduction, and I'm so sorry for that kasi napahaba ng salita nga, napahaba ng chit chat. Now, today is Flip Chat and Chill, ladies and gentlemen, and we brought back two amazing people whom we thought would contribute more to our topic for today. And our topic for today is, Anna?
How to sound confident and competent when communicating with potential clients.
There you go. So, how did I sound like, ladies and gentlemen, when I messed up my introduction? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it funny? Was it ugly? I don't know. But, I don't know. We got Miss Holly beside Miss Anna today. Hi, Holly. Long time no see. How are you?
Hi guys. Yeah, hi Phoenix. Hi Francis and hi Noe. Nice to be here again. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a
Yeah.
format for introductions? No.
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 Okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
No. it's chat and chill. So
Because I was like, I was not really so okay.
no, we don't have any format. At least it's chat and chill. So yeah, and we also brought back someone we interviewed just recently, and in-invite ni Ana siya live para hindi siya makatanggi. but, but since he has been contributing a lot, even on the comment section, we'd like to have him again today, Mr. Francisco. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, thank you sa pag-invite ulit sa akin. So, second in a row na nag-live ako.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. And ladies and gentlemen, as usual, there are three hosts today. I am Phoenix. We got
You got me, Anna Soriano.
And no way, I'm a guest today. Oops.
ang nangyari, ladies and gentlemen, nagkapalya-palya ang admin kaya nawalan ng powers si Noe. So right now he is just there in the background being a audience, but no, he's still going to do some stuff. I'm going to make him work. You have to work your you have to work, Noe.
Alam mo
Go ahead and greet everybody, Noe. What about that?
Yes. Hello everyone. Hello to the to the English listener that we have. I'm trying my best to speak in English as straight as I can. So forgive me is if I can't. But hi everyone, and I hope you share this video so that we can have more listeners and we can chat with some more people.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly right, Noe. Correct, correct. And it is very fortunate that today our topic is about being confident and being competent because those are two separate things that we, the Filipinos, desperately need to be able to get clients. Because when it comes to skills, I believe many of us are skilled enough. Many of the freelancers are skilled enough. So not just the Filipinos, but every freelancer. It's mostly a problem of communication, communicating with your clients, how to show confidence, how to make them believe that you are somebody whom they can pay for your services, right? So why is this our topic for today, Anna? Andito na naman si why. Eh.
Why? Because 'di ba, maraming mga mga newbies din and mga sa student na usually nakatapos na ng course and all, pero hindi pa rin sila gano'n ka-confident makipag-communicate sa mga potential clients. So doon yun yung nagsa-stop sa kanila paminsan na mag-apply kasi natatakot sila sa interviews and parang hindi pa daw sila handa. So iyan
There
ang
you
ating
go.
for
Yeah.
today.
Well, the thing is, many of the freelancers, especially the beginners, are confused between sounding confident and sounding competent. The competency and confidence sometimes they mix it up because if sometimes we tell the newbies to tell their clients that yes they know how to do some stuff, but they're actually still in the middle of learning that skill. So that is when you start to sound incompetent if you don't know what you are talking about. And when it comes to confidence, even if you know what you're talking about, even if you know that particular skill, but you're just shy, you just can't tell. Now, that is a matter of confidence. Now, Holly, thank you very much for coming here. What is your opinion on competency and confidence?
Online. Uh,
Yes, yes.
yeah. Online kasi, my take has always been it's something you have a lot of control on online. Kasi 'di ba, sa corporate world, when you apply, you show up. So it's the entire package. They will judge you based on the way you walk into the door, the way you handed your resume, the way you flip your hair and all that. So it's like it's the entire package. With online, I think we you have more control because the client cannot see you. Parang ganon. You can make bawe in your intonation, in your in the words that you choose. And then if video call siya, then in your appearance. So if you normally don't put on lipstick, then just this once put on a red lipstick just to look fierce or more powerful, you know? Or parang ganun lang siya for me. You really have more control on it sa online world. Also, if you think medyo dehado ka sa ini-interviewhan mong skills, you already see the task. Eh. You never show up in an interview not knowing what the interview is about. So you always have this chance to Google potential questions and then draft something up. And then with online world, kasi you can have notes on your phone and then you like read it and use your tone to sound like you're speaking it from or you just thought of your answer parang ganon. Like my answer right now. Like my answer right now. Like, I'm
Wow.
trying to make it seem like I just thought of it, but I kind of already know that you would ask something like this because of the topic. So, and then you just look like, because there are two dun 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 dun, dun and then like kind of like that.
Dan 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 dan.
I hope that
It
helps.
means to say there is a way of faking it. If I mean, yeah, there is a way of faking your presence when it comes to confidence, and I definitely agree with that, because sometimes you just have to pretend to be at a certain position. just to gain your confidence. I mean, I don't advise people to lie, but sometimes you just have to make yourself believe on something so that you will gain the confidence, because it's more important to have confidence than to actually tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Because come on, everybody, let's be realistic. We need the job, right? We need to get the clients. So it's either uh, just stand your ground or do what Holly says and just find means and ways for you to be confident, which is wearing a red lipstick, getting some código. It's something, those are things that puts us at an advantage as online workers. Now, what about you, Francisco? Oh, what does it mean to be sounding competent?
Sa akin sa, before sa mga, experience ko, ang ginagawa ko is yung una is 'pag may, interview ako, naka-ready na yung mga questionnaire ko. So, about sa technical naman, kung ano yung in-applyan or yung mga job interview sa'kin. So, kung ano yung job description nila, may mga questionnaire na ako bago yung actual interview namin. So, more ng interview ko is more on technical, eh. So, hindi kami more on sa mga basic na so, gano'n meron akong agad na sa sticky notes may mga ano na ako, technical question na ako na, sa tingin ko na tama dun sa in-applyan ko.
There you go. Yeah, correct. Absolutely correct, Francisco. That is a very good contribution. Kasi ito ang medyo mahirap na i-explain eh. In order for you to be confident, katulad ni Francisco, you need to know at least the technicality of whatever you are applying for. Yeah. So you need to sound like you know what you are doing. Yeah. So, kaya pag minsan, it is good to study. It is good to know the things that you are applying for, right? Like if you are an administrative assistant, then you should know the ins and outs of administrative assistance. If you happen not to know something, that something should not be a major role of being an admin, right? So that is why you need to have your skills. You need to learn. That is what Francisco is emphasizing. You need to learn what you want to apply for para magkaroon ka naman ng confidence, because it really it is difficult to just keep on lying to your clients if you don't know anything that they require you to do. Now, has there been any Noe, has there been any history in our students na yun ang ginawa, yung nag faking it until you make it?
Actually, that's how I started eh. If I recall my experience because I really didn't know what it's like in the online freelancing world, because I came from um the corporate world and I was raised by a very traditional family. So what we know is very different from what is being practiced in the online world. So what I did was I just kept on learning, and then I equipped myself to the point na I was confident by myself without being interviewed, kumbaga. So when the interviews came, I was really I I I sound like I really know what to do, in which in truth is not really 100%, because I only learned it through theory, so I haven't actually applied. I haven't tried doing it yet, so ang nangyari, uh pang sa interview sobrang sobrang knowledgeable, and when the tasks came, of course kinailangan ko na ng tulong ni Google and YouTube. So you have to be resourceful in this world. So ayun ang ginawa ko. So I just faked it until I made it.
Yeah. Until you made it, you just had to fake it. But at least you were cautious. Hindi yung basta nagsinungaling ka na lang ng nagsinungaling to the max. At least you have a little idea of what you are asked to do. Learn ng mga There you
May
go
tinanong ka
Mga
from
agad.
ilang
our
buwan mo
newbie,
knowing na
right?
nagpepeke ka bago ka na sa market.
Very good question. Very good question.
Ah,
Yes,
hin
no way.
well, hindi ko siya alam kung hindi ko kinount kung ilang buwan, eh. Kasi iba-iba yung ano ko, eh, iba-iba yung naging, ina-applyan ko kasi what I wanted to do that at that time was to finally get my first ever client ever para ma-ano ako, ma-experience ko talaga how it works. So, I really didn't know kung ilang buwan siya pero matagal siya and, again, yung sabi ni Phoenix, it's hard to lie kasi I tried lying din and it didn't work out well. So, yan. I learned from my mistake and if you are ano, if you are considering lying just to get a job, don't do it. Kasi in the end, it will bite you in the ass. Sorry. Pero yun.
Yes, that is correct. Well, some people advocate kind of lying. Well, I guess everything that is not true is a lie. And some people advocate lying, but just be cautious about it. Like you can say, instead of saying "I don't know it yet" or "I know little of it yet," you can say, "Yes, I know." But you really have to scrounge on Google and just burn the midnight oil and study because you it will bite you in the ass if you keep it as a lie.
Mhm.
Right? If you lie today, make sure that it will become the truth tomorrow as
Yeah.
much as possible if that is the case, right? But so be very careful of what you're lying about because you should know at least a little bit of it because if you say what's a difficult job that let's say you got yeah, SEO. Let's say you applied for SEO and you have absolutely no idea of SEO, and then somebody hired you today. You got to make sure that you know what you're doing tomorrow because the it start work starts tomorrow. Otherwise, you can't just go to our flip group and ask, "How can I do SEO?"
Yeah.
Nobody is going to help you if that's what you're going to do. Nobody, absolutely no one but yourself. So you got to get ready if you are going to lie. Now, again, we encourage ladies and gentlemen for you to ask questions. We got this controversial topic of being confident
Controversial.
and competent
And
to
yeah.
to working online. And meanwhile, what about Anna? What is your point of view?
Ako naman, yung kay Noe, 'di ba, fake it till you make it. Ako naman usually nagiging honest lang talaga ako sa client. Ang unang-una ang ginagawa ko, lalo na kung Upwork yung mga clients na hinahanapan ko, chine-check ko muna yung ano, yung job history, tapos kung meron dong specific information kung ano yung kind of business, nire-research ko para pagka nag-interview, parang prepared ako na alam ko yung mga nangyayari doon sa client side tapos pwede mo siyang i-input doon sa sa during the interview tapos sa sound kang confident noon and parang magaling, 'di ba? So kahit hindi ko masyadong alam yung iba, i-research ko na kung paano gagawin. So sasabihin ko kay client, I know a little bit of this, parang na-google ko na ganyan, pero I'm willing to be trained din, parang ganon. So kung meron din mga trainings ba, ganyan. At saka kapag minsan, di ba, pag interview, ang usual namin sinasabi sa mga VA bootcamp student na nag-hustle din, usually, ang namin, ang suggestion namin is magtanong ng question para ba yung nagtatanong sa iyo na client, made-distract kung may prepared question yung client, di ba? Yung tanong mo lang yung sasagutin niya, tapos parang nabaliktad yung sitwasyon, di ba? Parang pag ikaw yung nagtatanong,
To
parang
take
di ba?
control.
Oo, ikaw yung
Take
nasa
control of the call.
control ng call, 'di ba? So parang mas madali para sa iyo unlike kung ikaw yung tatanungin, parang minsan mawawala ka, mabablackout ka ba or mawawala ka sa mga tinatanong, hindi mo masagot, 'di ba? Unlike kung ikaw yung tanong ng tanong, edi si client naman yung sagot ng sagot, 'di ba? Mawawala na siya doon sa talagang niyang questions sa iyo. So mas maganda sana na prepared ka talaga na may questions ka rin. Parang mas makikita ng client na interested ka talaga doon sa position na ina-applyan mo.
Yes.
So,
At saka oy,
Go ahead, Noe.
sige na. Go
at
ahead.
saka speaking of I read the title and then may nag-light bulb moment sa akin kasi
Light bulb.
sounding confident and competent when
Uh,
speaking to my clients, ang ginagawa ko is whatever they ask of me, I have to answer them even if I don't know. I just have to give the answer to them na I don't
Exactly.
at the moment I don't have enough information about this one, but after the call
Get back.
I will be researching about it and I'll get back to you right afterwards. So
Parang ang galing-galing, no?
minsan kasi the only thing that the client wants from us is an answer. So it doesn't necessarily mean the right answer at the very moment the question is asked, but it has to have an answer. Hindi pwedeng ililihis mo yung usapan sa question niya. So don't do that. Just answer directly, and if you don't know it, just tell the client na you'll get back to him or her directly right after you know it already. So ayun. Si Holly, go.
Go, girl.
Well, I actually wanted to summarize the entire thing because I wanted to clarify lang, guys. I know we say fake it till you make it, but it does not necessarily mean kung yung katulad ng question na gaano katagal yung pagpepeke. It's not really the fake kind of faking that you're thinking about. We are not trying to lie our ways into getting a job. And I think that's the parang um thin line here. We are not trying to get a job. And then we will go back to the mindset of being a freelancer as an entrepreneur. We are trying to sell our skills to our clients, diba? You are not in the interview to get a job. Now, when you're trying to sell something, you have a promise, right? You have a promise to someone like if you use Dove conditioner, your hair's going to be silky smooth, something like that. And so I want to highlight the two terms here.
That happens to be my,
Promise.
my conditioner as well.
Oh, yeah, the promising and the delivering. And that's why you always hear this that there are people who under deliver, who overpromise and underdeliver, who over-deliver yet underpromise. And we actually just wanted to keep it the right way. Yung super awesome freelancers would underpromise and over-deliver is what they say. But if you think of it that way, you are actually not faking it. You are there. You're promising the client that you are there to make their lives easier. And ililink ko sa sagot ni Noe na let's say you were asked something that you don't know about, then you just say, that's a tough one. I'm not sure about it right now, but I promise I will find out and get back to you on that. Parang ganon, because my goal is to help you. We are working together. I think that's my take. Yeah.
Very beautiful, girl.
I do prefer something that I mean it's up to you, ladies and gentlemen, because these are their styles. But to me, on top of what they are saying, I want to keep my answers very short as possible. Short, 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 short. If you really don't know, say, "Wow, I
I
don't
have
know."
no idea.
Right? Yeah, I'd say, "Wow, I don't know." You can just do that, because the more that you are memorizing some spiel or some long sentences, like, "Oh, I don't know about this, but I am going to research about it, and I'm going to." It's like you're digging your hole a little deeper, which is kind of dangerous, most especially if you are the nervous type, because the more that you are talking, the more that you are figuring out an answer, the more that you will get lost. So if you are that kind of person, if you get nervous very very quickly, then might as well just say, "Haha, I don't know."
Yeah.
And right. You
Agreed.
can, because I do that. I do that personally. I do that. If somebody once asked me a question that I really do not know what he's talking about, and I say, "Oh, I don't know about that."
Yeah.
That's what I did. Literally, that's what I did. And we as Filipinos are cute anyway, so let's just be cute. And and
Yes,
our
amen.
personality, it's our personality that shines anyway. So don't forget to smile. Don't
Yeah.
forget to just relax, because that little laugh that I sometimes force myself to do during interviews. It helps my body relax. Just say, even if you don't feel like laughing, if you do that, your body will automatically relax and your brain will follow, and it'll be good. It'll be better. And isa pa, the interviewer himself might also feel tense if you are being too serious in your interviews. So if you add just a little tiny bit of humor during the interview, uh, like just if you do that small gesture like that, then they will also relax and they will give you a more forgiving question. Yan ang isa. If you are very formal in your answers, they will give you very formal proceeding questions. So if you relax, they will tend to relax on asking you questions. Now, when it comes to questions, though, Francisco, let me ask you, kasi you are an advocate of knowing things technically, right? So you need to be prepared before the interview. But how sometimes some people are still nervous despite being prepared, despite being knowledgeable of their skills. So how do they get over their nervousness once they are on a job interview online?
So, sa akin kasi lahat ng mga interview ko is more on video din, sometimes yung calls. So, ang ginagawa ko is nagpe-prepare na agad ako 30 minutes before ng call. Tapos, binibideo ko yung sarili ko. For example, sa Skype, sine-check ko yung sarili ko. Katulad ng mga calls natin, naka-ready na ako 30 minutes before bago nung interview. Kasi kung hindi ka prepared doon sa interview mo, so hindi mo alam kung ano yung isasagot mo. And then, kasi lahat ng interview ko more on technical, so hindi ko naman kaya kabisaduhin lahat yan. Sa lahat ng notes ko na sa wall na ng computer ko. So, and then yung process ko din. So, lahat yon sinishare ko doon sa chat namin. Kasi minsan sa Skype, diba, merong yung voice, tas pwede ko rin mag-Skype. So, sometimes hindi nila naintindihan yung sinasabi ko. Chinachat ko yung mga words na hindi niya magets. kasi hindi naman ako ganun kagaling mag talk sa client, especially pag sa voice na. Kasi more on technical side ako. So, ang ginagawa ko, yung mga notes ko is yun, yung pino-forward ko dun sa client. At yung process ko, pino-forward ko rin sa client. Sa nakukuha niya ngayon, kung yung process na yung gusto niyang makuha para sa akin. So, nalalaman niya na may alam ako doon sa task na yun. Parang ganun.
Wow, I love that, Francisco. Thank you very much. I love that. It sounds a lot more like ESL. Honestly, what you're doing, Francisco, it sounds a lot more like ESL because in ESL, ang daming mga nakagilid-gilid dyan na you can just simply copy paste, and that is what you call prepared, being prepared. So, yeah, you cannot be so prepared really, because there's no such thing as I am prepared enough when it comes to getting interviews, when it comes to going out there and showing your face on video interviews. There's no such thing as prepared enough. As much as possible, if you have accessible information, put it on a post-it and put it on the sides of your computer. Get a notebook and open it right in front of you, or put some notes on your screen if your screen is wide enough, so you can just simply copy paste information that you think will be relevant for the interviews. That is what you call being prepared. And you know what? Clients will definitely be impressed. Not because you have every information on your head, but because you were able to predict the information that was needed at hand. That is more impressive than uh, getting the answers right out of your head, because at least they know that if you happen not to know something, you are resourceful enough to look at your notebooks, look at the internet, look at all the information, and very, very quickly. So take note of that. Yan ang isang magandang na sabi ni Francisco, because really a lot of people just sit there in front of their computer and say they are nervous when they are not doing anything at all. You got to put action on it, and do what Francisco said. Just be prepared. Go there 30 minutes earlier in time, and just put everything that you need, you think you need. You don't have to be perfectly prepared, because there is no such thing. You don't need to predict all of the questions that you think the interviewer might ask you, but know that there are technical stuff that is required from the company. For example, if you work on a filmmaking company, then perhaps you should have some information about filmmaking on the side of your computer, something like that. Something as it is very simple. It is something that you will use over and over anyway, because once you apply for a particular job, then you will be applying for the next job opening that is quite similar to this job that you are applying for. So yung mga resources na nilagay mo dyan sa paligid mo, you will be using it over and over and over, right? Okay. So who's gonna take the comments?
Akin na lang, pero meron pala akong idadagdag muna.
Go ahead.
Incidentally, kaya ginawa din yung hustle challenge din sa VA Bootcamp, yung guided hustle challenge. Kasi para, aside from sa cover letter and profile feedback, meron talaga kaming mga mock call interviews. Ito yung naisip ng ating magandang si Hoyo kaya. Siya talaga ang ang utak nun. Anyway, yun nga, kasi pag equip na yung student ng lahat ng skills, meron na siya nung VA Bootcamp skills, meron ng paggawa ng profile, ng cover letter. Dito talaga sa interviews lumalagapak paminsan, 'di ba? So dito talaga matitrain yung students ng mga paulit-ulit na mga calls from coaches. So kung talagang sa umpisa ako talaga sa umpisa din nung nagsa-start ako talagang wala yung confidence ko na makipag-interview kasi iba talaga 'di ba sa corporate setup. So dito talaga mahahasa kung paano ka mag-take ng interview sa client. So kung paulit-ulit, 'di ba, hanggang maano na yung student. Wala. Usapin ko lang yan, sige, go lang, 'di ba? So kung paulit-ulit mo siyang ginagawa, talagang masasanay ka. So yun yung talagang ginagawa natin sa Hustle Challenge dun sa VA Bootcamp. So yun lang. Nagdag ko lang. Magbabasa tayo ng comments. Eto, sabi ni Rhea, what are the possible questions during interview?
Tell me about yourself.
Why should we hire you? May mga ganon, di ba? May mga ganyan pa rin, di ba? Tapos ano pa ba?
Yeah, actually it's very generic. Karamihan ng mga, if you can already tell the setting kapag yung pag-upo mo pa lang, pagbukas mo pa lang ng video, alam mo na kapag generic yung galaw pa lang nila, yung body language nila, you can already tell if they're going to say, "Hi, how are you?" That's different from, "Hello, miss, how are you now?" That's so if you know that they are playing formal, you can, I mean, it's an easy guess na the questions will be generic. The generic meaning yung mga makikita mo sa internet. Whatever questions are there, yung mga 50 questions they ask in an interview, it's those questions usually. They don't stray too far from it.
Yeah.
Also, add ko lang din yung pag may mga interview, for example sa akin, hindi ko tinatawag ng ma'am or sir, o tinatawag ko sa name nila.
Yes.
Kasi para talagang confident ka na hindi kayo yung boss or employee. Parang gano'n naman.
Yes, good point.
Si Marian, I agree with Phoenix. You can say, I haven't experienced it yet, but I did my research on it. Just make sure na nag-research ka nga. And also, if video or voice call, make sure you have that confidence in your voice. Ayan. Ito. Si Meredith, na-miss daw niya si Holly. Sige, next week ulit.
Oh,
Yes.
Yan yung on the spot mo rin ako tulad kay Francis.
Kayong tatlo lang ni Phoenix na
Hi, girl.
And si Joanne, I sometimes say this. I have no experience in this particular job, but let me tell you, I already equipped myself with all the knowledge that I need to know. So go ahead, ask me anything. Wow.
Ooh.
Ama.
Boom.
O, ikaw naman, nak,
Struggle.
magbasa nito. Nak,
Alam mo
magtrabaho ka.
struggle.
Ayoko.
Sabi ni Alex, si Alex 'to 'no?
Oo, si Alex yan.
Hi,
I think it
Alex.
is best to really be honest and equipped when applying or during an interview. It pays that one is well versed with what is required. Yes, this is where VA Bootcamp comes in. Wow, advertisement. Nice to equip the student or would be VA or considerer. The VA bootcamp student or graduate even, of course, must make full use of or optimize of the available resources or assistance. Tama, because if you just learn stuff from the video lessons and you don't apply it really, there's no point there's no point in learning if you're not going to apply it. So after learning, make sure you have that strong will to apply everything and to not be afraid to make mistakes, kasi you'll always have to make mistakes before you learn how to do it perfectly or even close to perfect lang. That's what you need in order for you to land your first client. Yun lang yun. And practice, practice, practice. Ayun. So speaking kanina may naisip ulit ako. So ang dami kong
Sige.
no. Ang dami kong kuda no. Pero speaking
Sarap
of
maging guest, no way.
kaya nga sarap eh. Speaking of talking to the client or the prospect client in an interview, no. Um what usually the ideal clients find, yung hinahanap talaga nila is attitude instead of yung technical skills, because I have had an interview with a bookkeeping position, tapos syempre super qualified ako doon,
Si
'di ba?
Faye ba?
Kasi professionally CPA talaga ako, and whatever questions na tinanong niya nasasagot ko. Pero hindi ako nakuha and I asked. Eto din pala, pwede din nyo din pala sila i-ask ha kung bakit kayo na-reject, if may way kayo to communicate with them after the interview. I asked. So ang sabi nila, sobrang dami ko daw alam na natatakot sila
Mas
baka hindi
magaling,
nila
mas
ako
magaling ka pa sa client.
natatakot sila baka hindi nila ako ma-train sa gusto nilang ipagawa. So ayun. So the trainability, the attitude is always parang a heavier factor than the skills. So that's what you have to keep in mind in order for you to be confident and to sound competent din. Huwag kayong mawalan ng pag-asa kumbaga.
Correct.
Although what you're saying is not to dumb yourself down. Noah is not telling you to dumb yourself down. What Noah is saying is you have to bring out your personality on
Yes.
top of your technical knowledge. So if you are knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable of your skills, like Noah is with being an accountant, sometimes you cannot just say the answer is two. You can't just say that. If they say one plus one, and you can't just say two. You can't just say that. So
True.
if they ask you one plus one, then you say, it's two. Give a little bit of spice. Make sure that you are approachable, and just show your personality. Yun nga yung sinasabi ko kanina na if you are stiff and you are nervous, magiging formal din yung magko-question sa'yo, and that will give them the impression that you're a no bullshit guy. If you're a no bullshit person, maybe you are suitable at a certain position. But if you're being a general virtual assistant, you gotta be friendly. You gotta be somebody whom they can easily talk to, right?
Yes.
So if you are being too formal during the interview, they themselves, and they will feel nervous. Your clients will your interviewer will feel nervous because of you. Then that is already a big reflection towards who you are as a potential workforce for them. Just like what happened to Noe. He aced the questionnaire, but he did it so formally and so perfectly that the client got intimidated.
Yeah.
And so you got to show yourself. You got to show who you are deep inside. If you need to laugh, then go ahead and laugh. Don't be so stiff. Don't be like Phoenix na masyadong pa-formal effect ko, no? Don't do that.
Do you have a, is that a bow tie?
Oo nga, no?
Sorry, I just
Yes,
realized.
yes, it is.
Is that a
It
bow
is.
tie? Oh my!
Ngayon ko lang din
Yeah.
napansin.
Gumanon ko, hindi siya gumanon eh.
Akala mo nakadikit.
No, it's a bow tie, and I tied it myself. There you go.
Yes! Oh, that's so cute!
Yeah, I
Ayan.
just wanted to be a little bit different. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Sabi ni Alex, great input daw from Francisco. Highly appreciate this. Yan.
Yun,
pa?
yun ang, yeah, I want to direct a question to Francis. So nandito na tayo at alam mo na dapat ang mga ginagawa mo, just like what happened to Noe, right? He knows everything in accounting because that really is his niche. That's what he studied for years and years, and that's what he put in practice in real life. Now, if you know that, pero nagkataon na, but you just so happen to forget some details, and you are trying to be technically correct. What do you do if you forget things?
So, yung kanina, ganun din, sinasabi ko, pag may mga sometimes na may mga question yung client about technical stuff na hindi ko masagot. Sinasabi ko hindi ko siya alam or hindi ko siya sure gawin. Parang direct lang. Tapos kung ito lang yung alam ko, so sinasabi ko lang yung other na alam ko. And then sometimes pag-iisipan nila kung qualified ba ako dun sa project na yan. And then kung hindi naman, okay lang sa akin kasi so mas maganda na yung paulit-ulit sa interview kaysa yung isang beses ka lang mag-interview. Kasi usually kapag madami kang interview, yung kasi sa process ko is email developer. So may mga technical na question na alam ko, yung client hindi alam. Kasi kung more on technical naman yung process mo, usually yung mga client natin is hindi nila alam yung process na yun. Or alam nila pero hindi nila alam gawin. Parang gano'n.
Yeah. Yeah. Ito daw minagirl. You
This
just
one.
test it.
Ito? Ito?
But guys, do you hear us all right?
Low pitch daw kami. Low?
Is it low
Uh,
pitch
Oo
or
nga,
low volume?
mas
Yeah,
lalaki
it's
pa
a little
boses
lower.
sa akin.
Just a little, just like a little bit. Yeah, it's a little lower.
Okay,
Ito,
let's,
So
eto,
how
let's
your
bring
voice is
it
a little
up here.
Ayan,
Check.
ayan. Meron nakaka-shoutout lang from Siargao, si Genesis Melgison.
Ooh,
Ayan.
surfing
Hello,
capital.
Genesis. Ito, may tanong si Sheldon. Question, ano bang tamang sagot sa how do you see yourself after 5 years from now? Nak, sagutin mo nga. How do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Usually, ang sinasagot ko
Yung
dito,
pinakabata dapat ang sasagot niyan eh.
Oo.
5
Wag
years
na.
from now, I will get married. Charot. Hindi, joke lang. Usually, ang sinasagot ko dito would be, parallel to the client's vision, kumbaga. So, I would answer this in a way na it would seem like a win-win for us both. So, yun. In 5 years, I would see myself as someone who would be reliable in this industry, would be experienced in as much as all the ins and outs of this industry goes. And I am hoping that in 5 years, I'd be with you and working with you na instead of working for you as an employee. So that's how I would answer it.
I like that, but I also still insist that you add your humor no way. Yung pagkasabi mo na in five years in time I plan to be married. Actually, that's a beautiful statement because everybody can relate to it, but at the same time it breaks the ice. It breaks the ice. To me, ito ang nakaka-nervyos. Isa sa mga nakaka-nervyos na tanong iyan, especially if you're the kind of freelancer who just goes on applying and applying and applying for different jobs, and you're not really familiar with the company. So it is hard to answer that something that is parallel, as Noe said, parallel to the company. One thing that may help you is to be straightforward and be honest. Add the humor if you want to. I strongly suggest it. Like Noe is will sound very, very friendly if you do that. Or You can simply say, "Well, I haven't been working for you yet, so the future is open. But I do hope that in 5 years from now, I would still be remain as a big asset to your company." See, something like that. Something like that. At least it's honest. You say, "Well, hindi pa naman ako nagtrabaho sa'yo. Ano bang aasahan niyo sa akin?" Right? What do you want from me? I haven't even been hired yet. So, right? So you can even say that if you want to. If you're like Phoenix, who is kapal mukha, then you can say, "What do you
Actually,
want from me? I haven't even started working for you. So why would you ask me that question?" If you can say that, but at the same time, give them a good answer that will appeal to them. Something like, "Yeah, well, in 5 years from now, even if I don't know what the future entails, I just hope that I would still be with you and we would still have a great relationship together."
Mm.
Right? And then add a little
Perfect.
smile. Right?
yeah,
Oo.
ikaw
No,
daw.
kasi actually, natawa lang ako kasi sasabi ni Phoenix, because I have been asked this question
Mm.
by a client, who's my client right now pa rin. And when he said, how do you see yourself after 5 years? I was like, dude, seriously, I've not thought of it that far. Ganun lang talaga. I mean, 5 years is too long, and I'm a pretty spontaneous VA is what I say. Like I like learning a lot. Ay, ano mo din siya eh. Mabibring back mo naman siya sa pabalik lang din. Like I like learning new things. I love reading new stuff. I am not sure if I would be into, kasi e-commerce siya. Let's say into Amazon Seller Central in 5 years, but I'm pretty sure parang ganun, whatever. Basta kung ano lang pumasok sa isip ko, sinagot ko
Mhm.
siya, client ko naman siya.
It's honest, it's genuine, it's something that isn't generic, because you know what, if you answer something that is quite generic, especially these kinds of questions, ito mga nag-i-interview ito, they have already heard these generic answers over and over and over and over. So just a hint, just a clue of another generic answer, they will just roll their eyes in their mind and say, "Okay, this is a memorized answer." Right? So the better answer is for you to just bring out your personality and be honest about it. If you really have figured out whom you wanted to be 5 years from now, then go ahead and tell them, right? And if it aligns with the work, then that is good. But if it doesn't, just show who you are, because they don't really care much. Honestly, they don't care much unless they're going to say, "Oh, we need somebody whom we are going to rely to for long term." If they're
Yeah.
going to tell you that in response to your answer, which was a little bit loose, then you can say, "Oh, definitely, if you want to take me for long term, I'm in for a good relationship with you."
Bawi ka na
Right?
lang.
Yes, you can answer them back. If you think they are disappointed with your answer, just go ahead and reel them back in, like Holly said, reel them back in and say, "Yeah, don't worry about my future. Just because I didn't commit to you doesn't mean that I am not going to be here when you need me."
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
so make them feel that way. Anything else?
And si JD sabi niya, thanks for that, Noe. It's a great tip. It's a great tip. Ayan. Sige. Si Alex sabi niya, regarding skills and attitude, just to add, as one saying goes, skills can be taught,
But
but
attitude
attitude
can.
can't. People everywhere appreciate a good attitude. This may likely be true for
It's
clients.
definitely true for clients.
Yes, yes, yung. Ayan,
Oh
sabi ni
yeah.
Joffrey, pwedeng magsuot ka din ng tie, Francisco, para maiba. Sige. Sa susunod na guesting niya, may tie na siya.
Sige, pakita mo na lang to si ano.
Ito, si Teresita, I'm just a new student. I would like,
The next step to apply. So Teresita, we've been noticing na you've been commenting this sa live natin. You also asked where to send your cover letter. So just to clarify, guys, we are not offering jobs here sa Flip or sa VA Bootcamp. We are teaching people, Filipinos, aspiring freelancers on how to learn to work from home. And if you're interested, just Google VA Bootcamp or go to vabootcamp.ph and you'll read very helpful blog posts on how to do that.
yan. Ito, si Anna, sabi niya, thank you, Phoenix, for some tips. You're so cute.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
cute.
true.
Ba't ako wala?
Ang cute ng Phoenix na yan. Ito, si Sheldon. Thanks, I love that answer, guys. Sama ko na sa script ko. Hehehe.
Go, Sheldon.
Si yan. Nice. Galing talaga magbigay ng examples si Sir Phoenix. Kaya idol kita, sir, eh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Eto, 5 years from now, I want to get married. Magamit
O,
nga
di ba?
din. Ayan.
Pangarap nga pala ako.
Oo.
Ayan. Gagamit ng script
You
ko na.
see that is already an evidence na nagbigay ng nagbigay ng impact. I mean, no way was able to catch somebody's attention by just saying that, and it is just a simple humor. You know what? That answer might even be the reason why you will get hired because of your humor. You see,
Yeah.
clients
Just don't say
love
the word.
to. Oh, see, clients love to work with somebody who will make them feel better. That is the reason why they are hiring a virtual assistant. That is the reason why they are hiring you, because they want you to make their lives easier. So if they are burdened with business problems, one of the things that you can do to help them is to add humor, or just be compassionate, be a little bit more emphatic. And if they need to have their mood lighten up, then maybe you are the answer. Right? Sometimes our humor may be different, so you got to test the waters. If your joke isn't working, then perhaps you should stop and just be a little more gentle with the way you answer questions. Yung I want to share a story of mine. I wasn't on an interview. I think I didn't even realize that I was in an interview. I just visited an ESL principal in South Korea back then. Para binisita, I think I was gonna buy a used item from him, and then he was impressed by the way I spoke English. So we kept on talking and talking and talking, and then he suddenly asked me, "Are you fluent?" And what was running in my mind was, "Are you fluent in speaking Korean?" So I thought, yeah, I'm fluent. Yeah, I can speak, but I learned from the street, so I'm not really perfect in grammar and blah 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 blah. I wasn't taking the question seriously too, and that's my mistake, because when I saw his gesture, when I saw his facial expression, he was serious. I didn't even realize that I was already on a job interview. Like, he was gonna offer me a position. So 3 days after that, that's when I realized. 3 days after, that's when I realized that, oh, maybe he was asking about English, if I was fluent in English. So I had to go back. I called him and asked him, say, when you asked me if I was fluent, were you talking about English? And he laughed, and that's when we continued talking. And he offered me a job, which I rejected. But the thing is, my
Ang gulo.
point, my point,
Boom.
my point there is, sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we misinterpret questions of interviewers, and sometimes we give them a different answer, which may lead to us being not hired. And that is okay. That is okay. Just got to learn from it that sometimes you just misheard a certain question, and that is normal. That is being human. But if in the midst of the interview and you happen to realize that, ooh, I said the wrong answer, I misheard the question, you can just go back. You can just say, wait a minute, didn't you ask a while ago if I was fluent in English? If I was fluent, did you mean fluent in English? Then maybe you can, fix what was broken. You can restate your answer. So if you happen to, yun nga, yung pag nagkamali kayo sa narinig ninyong tanong, then sinagot ninyo, mali yung, syempre, mali yung tanong, yung sagot ninyo kasi mali ang pagkakaintindi nyo doon sa tanong, balikan nyo. Balikan nyo. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? Clients would prefer you fixing problems rather than you giving the answers. Do you guys agree? What can you say about that? Holly?
I think so. I mean, it really depends. Eh. Like in my head, because like guys, for everyone who's watching, I think you would know by now that isa isa kami. We kind of have the same ano parang tinuturo, but we have different styles, and I think it's because each one of us have different personalities. So you would find na there's really no right or wrong here. It always just depends on you, what you're looking for, and what your client is looking for. Siguro ganon. And siguro an interview is that venue where you'll see if it's the right fit or not. You know, like if you always think of it whether it's a good fit or not. If you think the client is too serious for your humorous personality, then that means it's not a good fit. If he is ano ba, too funny, and you're, let's say, mas serious to the book ka na kind of person, gusto mo yung checklist, mas traditional ka sa answers mo, then that means it's also not a good fit. So just whatever the call, whatever it's the result of the call, I guess just don't think of it as a rejection. Just think of it that we're not a good fit. And if ever hindi talaga kayo para sa isa't isa,
Move on.
and kung kasi nagkatuluyan pa kayo, you will just have problems
Oo
in the
nga.
middle because it was not a good fit from the
nga.
very beginning. I mean that's just how it is, I guess. Tama ba?
Tama.
Tama ba,
Ganun
Phoenix?
tanga.
Or nilihis ko ba?
Hindi,
No,
tama.
no, no. You are correct. Kasi yun nga ang sinasabi natin, Ed.
Uh-uh.
Sometimes I mean, most of the times we freelancers direct things towards us.
Mm.
Parang it is us who are committing the mistakes. It is us who are adjusting. Whereas this is a relationship. To work with a client is a relationship. Therefore, it is either you and the client will fit together. Whether my clash of whether you have a clash of personalities, that is okay. But if you happen to, be harmonious when it comes to working, then you found the perfect client for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tama.
So it's you can adjust and you can make the clients adjust for you. But if you break when you are bending, then that is too much. You will say, okay, this is too much, I cannot handle this. Or if you feel that the client is already hesitant on adjusting for you, then perhaps you should reconsider that the client really is not for you. RE, mahirap din kasi maging kayo kung
Kung
di
di
naman
naman
kayo
kayo
compatible.
Ah,
compatible. Tama.
Hashtag hugot.
Tama.
There, I have this old style. Itong style ko noon when I was still new in freelancing. One of my old styles is, and it works a lot, is I try to be very very formal during the interview. Di ba masungit nga ako noon. Like I would try to be very very formal
Oo,
during the interview. If they
bakit?
ask me, if they ask me a question, I answer them directly. So if I happen not to know the answer, I just say I don't know, and I don't add anything to it. Kasi nga, the more talk, the more mistake. The more you talk, the more you commit mistakes. So might as well keep everything short. So if they say, "Do you know this?" I say, "Yes, I know that." If they say, "Do you know this?" and I don't know, I say, "No, I don't know that." And then after the interview, they may feel disappointed because I have no personality. Ganun lang ako na I am just too formal. The way to show my personality is after the interview when all of the questions were asked, and if they start saying, do you have anything to add before we close this interview, that is when I try to show my personality, like, oh, you mean it's over, right? That's when I start to smile, like, oh, okay, so you mean it's over, I can relax now, can I talk to you now as a person,
As a
right?
person.
If
Bakit
yeah,
ganyan?
I
wow.
was a
You're
freelancer. I
hired
was an
for
applicant,
Wow.
right? That's that. Yeah, that's how I shine. That's how I mean, that's how I do things. I do things. So, kasi ang gusto kong mangyari whenever we are working, we are serious. So if my client will call me for some personal stuff, then yes, we can go personal. But if my client will talk to me about work, then parang set aside ko naman yung humor, and set aside ko ang pagpipilosopo, and talagang kailangan trabaho is trabaho. And almost all of my clients were impressed by that kind of approach that I did. Yun ang mai-share ko sa inyo. Yeah. Now, okay, let's go to before we go to final tips and tricks, let's go to advertisements. Sino sa inyo mag-advertise?
Si Noe may anak, pero ako mag-share screen. Dali.
Ay, ako.
Okay.
Ay, ano? Ikaw
Ako
nga.
ba?
Huwag ka nga dyan.
Di ba yung
Okay.
usapan nyo kanina
Okay.
ikaw?
Ay, ako na
Narinig
ba?
ko yun eh.
Ay, ako na ba? O sige,
Yan
ako na lang
kasi.
na para sa'yo.
Oy, kinampihan kita, Noe, ah.
Thanks,
Oo nga.
Holly. May libre ka sa akin.
Woohoo!
But it's
Zor, ayan. Ang BA Bootcamp ay lifetime access na. So kung kayo ay desidido ng mag-enroll, ayan, ito na ang tamang panahon para mag-enroll. At meron tayong ipamimigay na na mug and stickers for the first 20 to enroll ha. And first 10 to enroll and to upgrade to complete. May coaching pang kasama bukod dun sa mugs and stickers. So, enroll na kayo guys. Punta lang kayo sa vabootcamp.ph/enroll. Ayan. So, sa Sabado, meron tayong webinar with Jason, SEO in a nutshell. 8 p.m. yan sa November 23. So, don't forget, meron tayong webinar and meron din tayong certificate na pinamimigay and meron din, ano nga yung girl? Yung mga ginagawa.
And action items, guys, so you can practice what you learned in this free webinar.
Yes,
Diba?
ayan. So meron kayo ilalagay sa portfolio nyo afterwards, diba? So yan, ito na yung mga schedules ng series of webinar natin para mag-level up kayo for 2020. Tapos na yung Advanced Virtual Assistance, Photoshop Essentials, Intro to Facebook Ads, and last week yung Amazon Seller Central na madaming nanood, and
Yeah.
tomorrow on Saturday, SEO in a nutshell na nga, and yung pinaka-last natin, Project Management 101.
And
So,
guys, like if kahit na miss nyo to, you'd find the replays on our Facebook page.
Yes.
Scroll down lang kayo dito if you're watching the FCC. It's right below and you'll find that napaka-helpful.
yes.
Ang daming nagsasabi na grabe, free webinar pa ba to? Parang,
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, we worked so
Truly.
hard to cram a lot of information dyan sa free.
Magaling yung gumagawa ng content namin.
Yes, kaya go content team and guys,
Yahoo!
please watch. Thank you.
go.
Yeah. Ayan. At huwag niyong kalimutan, sa Wednesday, 10 a.m. tayo sa Just Success interview with Marian Lanusa from Depressed to Feeling Blessed, a single mom's freelancing journey. So 10 a.m. yan, guys. Phoenix, 10 a.m. yan. Don't forget. November 20. Ayan, yung mga bago sa VA Bootcamp page, mag-join kayo sa Flip, facebook.com/group/flipph. Kung hindi pa kayo member, marami tayong useful blogs and threads dyan na makakatulong sa inyong freelancing journey. And meron din tayong Pinay Wams. So kung wamshi ka naman, dito ka na sa ating mga mommies na group, facebook.com/group/Pinay Wams. Ayan. O, nak. Tapos na ako, nak. Babylon.
Ano ba
Ito
yung
ba,
saying? So,
ito ba ang anghel?
naka-unmute.
Ay, sorry.
Can't unmute your guest. Siya mismo nag-mute. Okay.
Kaya
Ayun.
nahihiya siya.
Ano, ako ba? Okay. Mahar, thank you ulit. May gift ka sa akin.
Dami mong fans, no?
O, kaya nga sabi ko sa kanila, pag mag-praise sila sa akin kada live, 1 per week lang kasi yun lang yung budget ko. Hindi ko na mababayaran yung si
Oh my
Ang dami
gulay.
mong babayaran ngayong araw na to.
Yeah.
Nagpapansin sa'yo.
There's a question here, guys, before we proceed. Interested po sana ako next level freelancing pero nakapag-avail na po ako ng accelerated course dati. Paano po kaya yun?
Tinawag mo na lahat, JR. Si Ma'am Honey, Ma'am
Yeah.
Ana, Ma'am Honey. Tawagin mo na si Numi. Ayan, JR, pwede ka
Upgrade to
mag-upgrade.
complete.
Yes.
It's part of our complete package. So just
True.
email, send a PM sa page or email Jason at vabootcamp.ph and
Yes.
they'll help you.
Yes. And ang kagandahan nun, pag upgrade mo, kung hindi ka lifetime access,
So, kaganda.
kagandahan nito, magiging lifetime access ka na automatic. So yun, mag-upgrade ka na, JR. Now na. Sakay na. Ayan.
There you go. All right. So, this is so helpful. Will you include this to our skills? What are we going to
SkillX.
include?
Sa VA Bootcamp kasi, sa student group, may SkillX na tinatawag, yung mga webinars.
Oh.
So, pwede mo naman tong ulit-uliting panoorin, Jayan, kung na-miss mo yung pinaka-start. So, hindi siguro, no?
No.
Yep.
this won't be included in the Skills X because Skill X is a
Yes.
dedicated webinar series just
For
for the students.
students.
This one's for
True.
everyone. Kaya, yun, watch the replay na lang.
Yes.
Whenever you see my mug, it's not. Whenever you see my face, it's not included in ano in the bootcamp.
Oo, kasi guys, hindi
Yun ang
namin
clue.
kaya, hindi namin afford si Phoenix bilang coach
Oo.
eh.
That's
Pag
bigger.
pinasok mo yan, grabe-grabe na.
Yeah, guys, you are so lucky that you can listen to him here. Ang
Oo
mahal ng
nga.
wisdom niyan.
Yeah.
Oo.
Thank you very much for the compliment. Yeah, so here we go. When it comes to be sounding confident and competent, ladies and gentlemen, I am hoping that you have absorbed a couple of hints here and there. I am hoping that we have touched your heart and inspired you guys to just keep on going, keep on chugging. And you know what? Nothing does better than practice, 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 practice. Now, before we close our episode for today, I'd like to ask each and every one of you, panel, to say a few words to our audiences. Let's start with Noe.
Ayun, when talking to clients, as mentioned earlier, don't be ever be shy to show your personality. Pero of course, right after the serious stuff na. So, like what Phoenix said, the personality wins every job offer there is. So, keep on showing your personality and keep on showing the Filipino smile. Yes.
Kahit nakapustiso, sige, smile pa rin ng smile. Right.
Huwag lang nalalab.
Thank you very much, Noe. How about you, Francisco?
Sa akin is yung share your process. So usually kasi pag after ng interview, kung feeling mo hindi ka ma-hire ng client, i-share mo yung process mo. So sa akin sinishare ko agad yung process ko. So sometimes may mga keyword doon na nababasa ng client, and sometimes pag binalikan mo siya is meron siyang malalaman na alam mo na hindi niya alam. So something like that.
Yeah, that is a very good tip, especially yung a lot of people, a lot of freelancers need to know that our clients are also just as infallible as us
Yes.
because they are humans, right? So it impresses them if you happen to let them know that you know something that they don't know. Very good. Thank you very much, Francisco. What about you, girls? Anna, Holly, what can you say?
Girls.
Girls, yeah, for me is show up. Keep showing up, guys, because you can read a lot of tips, you can listen to a lot of FCCs, but if you don't show up, you will not find that sweet spot. Ikaw lang yung nakakaalam kasi you will get the hang of it. Malalaman mo what works for you, what works for your personality or not. Siguro konting tip from Phoenix, from me, from Anna, from Noe, from Francis, you merge it together plus your own style, you will get that sweet spot. So just show up on the next interview that you'll get.
Yes. Ako naman, huwag kang madedepress sa mga rejections. Talagang sabi nga ni Holly, baka hindi mo palang nakikita yung tamang client para sa'yo. Hindi pwedeng, hindi mo yun makikita lalo na kung may mga skills ka naman na naaral mo na, kumpleto ka na, nandyan na lahat. Marunong kang gumawa ng profile, marunong kang send ng cover letter and all. So yun, continue lang sa pag-a-apply at pag-take ng interviews kasi doon lang talaga ikaw makakahanap. Kasi kung titigil ka, di ba, paano ka ba makakahanap ng client? So, go lang ng go. Adja, sabi ni girl. Adja. Mahina. Adja. Adja. Ayun. Yun lang
There you
po.
go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have our lovely, lovely panel here, and I hope that, like I said a while ago, I hope that we resonate to you. And to those of you who are still here, if you have the time, even just a little minute, please extend your thanks to these lovely people like Holly, Anna, Noe, and Francisco. They made the effort to share you their knowledge and their experiences, and I hope that you can say thanks to them. Yeah, if you have further questions, like if you happen to resonate most, especially most particularly to Holly, go ahead and tell her. you know what, I kind of like your style, but how do we take this step further? You can ask that, but just don't expect an immediate answer because we are all busy people, right? Our time is expensive, for your information,
Oh.
and so will yours. So will yours. There will come a time, pati rin naman kayo. The thing that you need to learn, the thing that you need to know about getting interviews or performing on the spot is there's no such thing as perfection. So you might as well just go ahead and show who you are. Because if you keep on trying to achieve this perfect imagery that you think that you should be, the further that you will fall, the farther that you will fall if you happen to falter. And that is the one thing that you need to avoid, making a mistake if you want perfection. So why the hell would you want that? Right? Go ahead, show up like Holly said, and be yourself like everybody said. And no matter what, even if you make mistake, even if you didn't get this job, as Anna said, don't be so depressed about it. Tune in for Wednesday about the depressed woman who survived
Galing.
anyway. But yeah, don't be so depressed. If you happen to fail, then analyze it. Like Noah said, ask the question, why? Why didn't you hire me? Then maybe they can give you the answer. Maybe you can learn from it. But that's all part of life, right? We get to fail, we get to learn from it, and we still get to survive. So survive again, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Francis.
Thank you
Hirap
rin po.
maghanap